What's up, everybody? New Year's Eve, 2024. Let me get my coffee right here. Hold up. This video and this message is for the young men in the United States of America. Irrespective of your race, your color, your creed, your religion. But it carries a special place in my heart and I direct it to everybody, all men in the United States of America, but from my heart and from my soul, it's geared more toward the foundational Black American man in the United States of America. Most of us, myself included, don't you pause this video, are not capable, are spiritually unfit, mentally unfit, and in a lot of cases, physically unfit to be in a relationship with a woman, in a marriage with a woman, in an engagement with a woman. We are ill-equipped and ill-prepared, myself included. If you was raised like I was by a single mother and there was no father figure available to you, you had absolutely zero contact with your father. Most importantly, I'm not even gonna put the uncle and the older brother, nah, your pops. You are damaged. You have been set back. You're damaged. You're damaged goods. When your mother, who was a female, was your primary influence on your life, coming up through your formative years, and all you was around your whole life, and all the information that you received was from a woman, you in bad shape as a man. You in bad shape, and you are ill-equipped and unfit to be in a marriage or a relationship. And let me tell you why. Myself included. I was raised by a single mother. My father played absolutely no part in my development as a young man. As a boy, as a preteen, and as a young man. Zero. And for most of us that grew up in this type of circumstance, our mothers overloved us to the point to where she destroyed us. Get him, Sean. Get him, Sean. Get him, Sean. Get him, Sean. My mother and your mother overloved you, and my mother overloved me to a point that it was detrimental for me as a man in the United States of America. But most mothers can't help that when they talking about their sons, especially foundational Black American mothers. They can't help themselves. And what happens is that these boy children grow up spending so much time around their mothers, their aunts, their grandmothers, that all they see is the way a woman responds to stress, the way a woman responds to adversity, the way a woman responds to challenge, the way a woman responds to success, the way a woman responds to victory, the way a woman responds to defeat, the way a woman responds to challenging situations, the way a woman responds to good times. And we can't help it, seeing that we as men, as boys, as preteens, and as men, we take this into adulthood and manhood, and we don't be gay men. We be straight men, heterosexual men that love women, but we respond to life as a female would, with feminine thought processes, feminine reactions, feminine traits, feminine ideas, and feminine responses to life, exactly what we saw, because we lacked the image of a man in our lives. And this is why we are incapable of being in a relationship with a woman, a healthy relationship. Get him, Sean. Get him, Sean. A healthy. We are incapable of being in a healthy relationship with a woman, because when we get in love, when we fall in love with a woman, or when we like a woman and we get involved with a woman romantically, sexually, spiritually, intimacy, mental intimacy, what we begin to do is we begin to look for our mother in our woman. We begin, because we can't help, because how we was raised, we begin to look for our mother's love in the woman that's supposed to be our woman. And that ain't how it go. That ain't how it go. No, it don't. No, it don't. No, it don't. It don't go like that. It don't go like that. And when that woman that we're in love with, that we're in a marriage with, that we're engaged to, that we're in a relationship with, that we're in a sexual relationship with, when she sees that, because they pick up on it because they're women, they immediately lose respect for us and they begin to seek a stronger man, right? Because that's what she does. A woman don't want nothing. She only wants a baboon. She only wants a silverback orangutan. That's all she is going to respond to. That's all she's going to submit to. She's going to submit to the baboon, the silverback orangutan. She's going to submit to the silverback gorilla and to the male lion and to the bull, Cape buffalo. She's only going to respond to power. She's only going to submit to power. And she can't help it. I don't care what she was told or whatever. That's in her nature. But me, being raised by a single mother, I was incapable of bringing that to the table because I didn't know how to do that, because I grew up with just my mother for the bulk of my life. My mother, I was a straight mama's boy. She did everything for me. Any trouble I got in, she got me out. Anything I needed, she got me out. Whatever. And it really destroyed me and took me into the direction of alcoholism, drug addiction, crime, and all of that. You can't look for your woman. You can't look for your mother in your woman, man. You can't do it, kid. You cannot do that. She is not your mother. She's a woman, but she's not your mother. She is there to strengthen you, right? You don't go to her with your problems and with your concerns. You do not go to your woman with that, to your wife. You do not do that. You let her come to you with hers. You are her shoulder to cry on. You don't go cry on her shoulder. No. You got any kind of problems, any kind of issues that you need handled, you call your homeboy. Or if you got your father in your life, you call your pops and you talk that out with him, or to your main man and you talk to that with him. You do not discuss that with her. You got to, when you dealing with your woman, you got to keep your knives sharp. You got to keep your pimp boots on. You understand? And you got to be the same nigga that you was that attracted her to you. You got to remain that same nigga 8-9 years into the relationship, 13 years into the relationship. You love her at the same time. You be in love with her at the same time. But there's only certain times that you show that. You have to always exhibit masculinity, power, and strength. This is what she submits to. And in doing that, it ain't always nice when you do it. It's not always, it don't always feel good to her or to you. It don't always taste good to her or to you when you have to demonstrate that. But if you want to keep her in your life and keep her attracted to you, that's what has to be done. Now, the question becomes, yo, Sean G, Sean G, I'm like you. I'm raised by a single mother. I'm his mama's boy. I'm 27. I'm 33. I'm 40. Whatever the age may be. How do I get out of this? How do I change? Well, I don't know. All I know is my story, right? And I remember one time I was in my 20s and I called my mother and I told her, I said, look, man, you know, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna call you for like 6 months because I gotta figure out how to live this thing called life, and you do everything for me. You pay my car note, you pay my car insurance, you pay my rent, you pay my bills, you give me. I said, that's not helping me, right? And I did that. I had to step off. I stepped off from Mom Dukes for like 6 months. And, you know, win, lose, or draw, when I didn't have nothing to eat or whatever the case was, I had to deal with it, right? Now, that wasn't the only solution, because a lot of these issues that we have as men raised by women are deep-seated, right? And we mask them in false bravado. We mask them in false toughness, right? We wearing these prisons on our face. We wearing these ice grills on our face. We joining gangs. We influenced by rappers. We influenced by television and movies because we are looking for guidance that we should have got from our fathers who weren't there. So, and this is where we go wrong in a lot of cases, trying to be somebody that we're not, right? And then we usually end up with our asses in a sling, right? If you are in your 30s and 40s and 50s and you are influenced by rappers in their 20s and you trying to emulate and you look up to them, something is definitely wrong with you. These rappers are young enough to be your sons, yet you look up to them, and that you look up to them because of their videos and their money and their status or their perceived status. Because a lot of them, that video and all the things they have, that's just for the video shoot. Their real lives may be, 200, 300 grand in debt with all kind of personal problems, right? So if you look into these guys and entertainers and celebrities for guidance, something is wrong. Something is severely wrong. And, these are the things that you need to analyze about yourself. And this is why a lot of y'all young dudes join gangs and my opinion, and get involved with things you're not even built for or made for. You are not from that ilk, but you're trying to be, you looking for acceptance, and you looking for approval from people that you shouldn't be looking for it from. See, a real man rolls alone. Every tub sit on his own bottom. Every man for himself. You stand on your square. Real men don't run in groups, right? Real men blaze paths. They chart their own course, and they select a woman and they start a family, and they be the head of that family, right? But when you are when you've been shot in your dome with the bullet of self-hatred, right, and lack of self-acceptance and lack of self-love and no self-esteem and no self-confidence, which germinated and originated from your mother over-loving you, because how could you build self-esteem? How could you build self-respect, self-acceptance, self-approval, self-honor, self-dignity, self-belief when your mother do everything for you? It is impossible. This is why your self-esteem low. This is why your self-esteem low, right? This is why your self-esteem low. When your self-esteem really need to be up here. And this is where fathers come into play, right? And this is why I spend so much time with my son. Everything I'm saying in this video, because I refuse to not break the cycle, right? And let me tell you something. Get him, Sean. This phone, your phone finna get so hot, it's gonna burn your hand. And look at this hoodie. Go on my website, this is my hoodie. The embroidery on this hoodie alone costs $75. It costs more than your whole hoodie. You buy your hoodie from the truck stop gas station back there by the transmission fluid hanging next to the beef jerky and the Skittles. You buy the $18 hoodie from back there. This ain't no $18 hoodie. This is a $200 hoodie, right? And see, you can only get it from me, right? You see it. And everybody that bought one, all of y'all that bought sweats and the hoodies, my hoodie guy, my embroidery guy, one of his employees had a death in the family, so we pushed embroidery back. So your orders are in. I'm gonna be shipping them soon, but just give me a chance. I got some difficulties with my embroidery guy. All of this is embroidered to the garment. This is a silk screen. What I'm finna say right now is gonna make your phone so hot it may start smoking. And I say this to the foundational Black American male, the foundational Black American man, my people. I'm not Jamaican, I'm not Haitian, I'm not Cuban, I'm not Dominican, I'm not Puerto Rican, I'm not Italian, I'm not Asian, I'm not South American, I'm not from the Caribbean, I'm not a Caribbean black, I'm not a black from Africa. My bloodline goes back to the slaves that were here in the United States of America. My mother picked cotton for 75 cents a day, 200 pounds. That's right, she went to segregated schools. My mother from Georgia. I ain't from down south though, I'm from up north. I'm from Jersey, but my mother from Georgia and my father's side from South Carolina, Bennettsville, South Carolina, and my mother from Lincoln, Georgia, Lincoln County on the South Carolina border, right outside of Augusta. My grandfather on my father's side was a sharecropper. He was a slave his whole life. This is my real life. This is a true story. I look good, don't I? Don't I look good? My self-esteem high as a motherfucker. But anyway, to all the young men, it's okay to love a woman. That's in our nature. All these niggas on social media, Instagram, talking about pimp this, play that. That ain't our true nature. That's not our true nature. The true nature, I believe, of a man is to have him a woman in his life that loves him and he loves her. Now, I did another video where we've already discussed that most women in America are ill-equipped, suffer the same mental health issues and bad information and misinformation they was taught, we was taught. We both suffering. But if you go back, and it's not really that difficult, you go back and listen to the music in the 1960s coming out of Motown, the 1970s, the R&B, soul music, 1980s. Foundational Black American men made songs and sang to their woman about how much they needed her, how much they loved her, how much they missed her, how important she was to them, and how she was his everything, and that she gave him power. And I don't have to tell you, the further you go back, the more masculine the man was. These were masculine men coming out of the South, coming out of Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Texas, Baltimore, Atlanta, all the major cities, Ohio, Philadelphia, singing about their woman. There is no shame in that. It's okay for you to be in love with your woman. It's okay for you to express to your woman that you love her. It's okay that you tell her. You better show her. You better tell her. You better express to her before somebody else do. And stop being influenced by these 23-year-old rappers high off of weed and drugs telling you about how they don't love no woman. Don't listen to that. Them niggas be fronting. They say that on a record, but when they get off the record, the first person they call is they lady. Baby, where you at? I miss you. I love you. Please don't give nobody else my cootie cat. Please don't give nobody else my kitty cat. Don't be ashamed. It don't make you no less of a man to be in love with a woman. That's what you're supposed to do. You a man. You supposed to go find you a woman and conquer her and dominate her. I don't mean conquer her and dominate her physically by whooping her ass. Boop, boop, boop. I don't mean it that way. I mean you supposed to conquer her and dominate her with your spirit, your mind, and your love. And tell her you mine. And then show her and make her believe that. And man, when you get a woman on your side that love you and support you, shit, $1 million ain't nothing. A successful business ain't nothing. Passing that real estate exam ain't nothing. Getting your CDL ain't nothing. Getting promoted on your job ain't nothing. Doing anything ain't nothing. But you gotta be a man. You can't look for your mother in that woman. She's not gonna respect that. She's not gonna respect that. You can't control no woman neither. Let me save you the suspense. You can't control no woman. One thing you can't do, is become obsessed and mentally preoccupied to the point that it becomes a distraction. And it's hard, because it's hard for me, and I've been through this with if she let another nigga hit the kitty cat. No, you don't want it. No, I don't want it. But you can't stop it. You can't control that. You cannot control that. That is impossible to control. The only thing you can control on this planet is yourself. Ain't nothing you could do about that. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know the solution. But all you really want, I'm born 1969. All I really want is her to respect me. When I call her, she called me back. When I text her, she texts me back. And I listen for her tone when she talks to me. I listen to what she say. And when I'm with her, I watch her body language. I look at her eye contact. And if all of those line up, that's the best I can hope for. I can't take her kitty cat, her water balloon, and put it in my pocket. I can't take her kitty cat, put it in my pocket, and take it to me to work like this, so that I know ain't nobody getting it. And ladies, if you're watching this video, you can't take your man's jointsky joint, put it in your pocketbook, and take it to work with you to make sure he ain't knocking down something else over there. You can't worry about that. Fellas, if you... Shut up. Give me a kiss. If you hitting that kitty cat right, and you speaking life into her, and you showing her with your actions that she's important to you, and you mentally charging her up, and you speaking life into her, and you showing her your dominance and your power, that reduces the probability and the chance she gonna let another nigga hit it. But if you ain't taking care of your business, and part of that with her, you gotta help her too, with money and bills. Give me that cell phone bill. Give me, if your money's strong enough, give me the rent. If your money's strong enough, give me the car note. If your money's strong enough, come on, you need some groceries? Meet me at Kroger, meet me at Publix, meet me at ShopRite, meet me at Whole Foods, meet me at Trader Joe's, meet me at Sprouts. Go fill the buggy up. You got everything you need? You sure? You got meat, you got bread, you got everything you need? You got everything for the kids? For your kids? The kids don't even gotta be yours. They could be kids from somebody else. You got everything in the buggy you need? You say, yeah, I got everything. You come out with your card, and you pay for her groceries. If y'all don't live together, and she takes them groceries home, she puts them groceries in her refrigerator, and every time she look in that refrigerator and see that refrigerator full, she think about you. She think about you. When her car insurance get paid, or her cell phone get paid, or whatever your money's strong enough to do without hurting yourself, right? And you tell her, say, hey, baby, my money only this tall. So I'm only gonna be able to help you with that right there. Is that cool with you? You okay with that? Because if you're not okay with that, and that's gonna be a problem for our relationship, then I'm gonna get on out the way, and you can go get another nigga that got stronger money than me, and he can pay all this, but I can't do it at this point. I'm working on it for the day to where I will be able to do it, but at this point, and a lot of times when you honest with a woman, listen, if you want a woman to fall in love with you, speak from your heart to her. And look her dead in her motherfucking eye when you're talking to her. You'll steal her soul. And that'll lower the probability of her trying to let another nigga hit it. It may not prevent it 100%, but it lowers the probability. If you doing all those things for your woman, you're gonna lower the chances of her even entertaining another nigga. But if you smoking weed, you ain't got no job, you going to her with all your problems, you staying constantly in the legal system, you got court cases, you on probation, you not showing no type of effort, no type of signs of future success. Who wants that? Who wants that? You don't got no get up and go. You try something, you fail, you get down, you get depressed, you quit. You drinking liquor, you drinking beer, you fat, you don't look like nothing. Of course, she gonna look elsewhere. And how you look when you meet her, if she's attracted to you, your physical fitness, when you meet her, you gotta maintain that forever. And ladies, this is for you. How you lower the probability of your man having a side piece or two side pieces or taking money out of his pocket to go pay for some pussy, how you lower the probability of that, you cook for him. You don't order out. You don't DoorDash, Grubhub, whatever. Let me go get something from the store. You cook for him. And when he come, you feed him. You put the plate in front of him and you say, you got enough? You want some more? Is it good? You want some salt? You want some pepper? You want something to drink? Do you know what that does to a nigga's psyche when he see you cook on the stove and then you fix his plate, he sit down after washing his hand and you put his plate in front of him and give him a fork and a napkin and something cold to drink and ask him, do you need anything? Need anything else? Man, that nigga turned into goddamn Superman. Superman. Turned into Superman. You cook for him. You wash his clothes. You give him good sex when he want it. And you allow him to be the man. If you do that for him and you take care of your house clean, your house neat, and you on top of the bills, and if you bring that type of energy to him, that nigga ain't going nowhere. He ain't even gotta watch porn no more. Cause you his porn. I'm just telling you. So, to the fellas, how you get right and put yourself in a position to be in a healthy, successful relationship with a woman is you gotta be honest with yourself and tell yourself that you're a fractured person, that you're a broken man, you're a fractured man, and that you've been like that your whole life, and that it wasn't your fault. You was raised that way because you was raised by women. And you make a concerted effort to change yourself and do the spiritual surgery. Excuse me, I'm spitting. Do the spiritual surgery to cut out them cancers in your soul, to cut out them cancers in your mind of weakness, of responding to life as women do. You know, you gotta cut your mother off. You gotta cut, if your grandmother raised you, you gotta cut granny off. You go over there every once in a while. You gotta be able to learn to stand on your own square and exhibit and develop the masculine qualities that's necessary to attract and keep a woman. That's the best I can tell you, you know. Sean G, Podcast with Soul. Thank you for watching this video. Share this with somebody. Follow me on my Instagram, the Podcast with Soul. Follow me on Facebook, Sean Gumby. Go on my website and support my platform and buy a hoodie. They're $200. The embroidery alone cost me $75. These are not patches. This is embroidered into the garment. This hoodie right here is 2 years old. It looks brand new because I dry clean it. If you buy one of these hoodies or the sweatpants that I sell, don't wash them in the washing machine, dry clean them. Go buy my books. They're on my website, thepodcastwassold.bigcartel.com. And I thank all of y'all for listening. And also, I have an 8-week federal prison calisthenics program if you want to get in shape and look like something. You got to stop being fat and out of shape. You don't get nothing like that. You got erectile dysfunction. This is why you're not attractive to women. You got to get your physical fitness in order. But before you can get your physical fitness in order, you got to get your spiritual and your mental fitness in order. As above, so below. As below, so above. The principle of correspondence in the Kabbalion. Damn, I ate a bell pepper this morning. If you want to do some one-on-one mentorship with me, send me an email to podcastwassold@gmail.com. It's not free. You got to pay. Sean G, peace.